MG all in that same spot in Group B.
Yeah, definitely, but looking at Talon and how they can easily scale in this game, all they have to do is not lose the laning stage. And looking at the lane, sure, you have Viper against Void Spirit. He might struggle there a bit, but you have Disruptor Nagathar, and this is a strong, safe lane. Then you have strong off-lane duo as well. Techies plus Underlord against Anti-Mage. I want to see how much they're going to be able to burn some of their mana without being contested. 3 tangos on Yatoro, Mitoshka. 6 tangos. Plants down Observer Ward already. We might get a fight here.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time. Teams converging towards that bottom right-hand corner of the map. Naga Illusion. I'm scouting out Yatoro and Miposhka. No clash. Just Illusion scouting out and seeing what's going on. So Spirit not only got that ward down in the bottom jungle, but also one on the opposing river in the mid lane. Sneakily getting their vision down very quickly. Dire with a lane ward down bot. And try and see who they're dealing with. Oh, and Collapse just sitting around, waiting to see if anybody comes up the staircase. I'm not sure why 23's tipping Mira, but maybe an illusion died or something.
Let's see if they got any XP. Nothing on their side. No extra gold. Everything Gucci. Nagathar and Illusion should get you more gold when you kill them.
Infinite gold. Well, it's based on level, right? Early on, you get 2 gold.
You got 2 or 3 gold.
Yeah.
It's insane. We go back to traps from Templar Assassin. You had to invest into Sentry to buy Sentry Ward. You had to invest gold, and then you get 1 gold back for killing it.
That was pathetic.
Very valuable. And there's Mira. Killing that Observer Ward on the mid lane.
Good early advantage. 100 gold for the Crystal Maiden. Heading up top. So yeah, we'll be that Maiden Doom lane. Mid lane though. Lali as Mikoto. Viper versus Void Spirit. And Void with a very solid base damage should get a fair amount of last hits and denies. Just has to keep his eyes on the regen and the harassment values.
Good body blocks on Oli.
And Collapse on top of the Disruptor. Looking for the few final hits, and it's the Maiden that gets the first blood. Spirit, good start to their lane top.
Okay, a bit too greedy there from Disruptor. Getting in, tanking the damage, Frostbite. That was only 1 Frostbite, I believe, being used there. And there's this super lane in the bottom. Jabs, starting with Atrophy Aura. Maybe if he started with Firestorm, which we do see most of the time when we have like this Slark against Underlord matchup, plus Rubik, you want to push the lane as soon as possible. But his mana's getting burned anyway, so...
So he's going to go Aura plus stats, yeah?
Aura, stat. There we go. That's the build. Gotta adapt.
Adapt against his AM lane. I'll see what he does if you get any Arcane Boots or Soul Ring or something. Q getting chased down. And Techies wandering into this forest, finding Miposhka and Yatoro, both holding hands to defend it. Lich, no joke when it comes to magic damage. Frost Blast on a pretty low cooldown, can keep spamming it out with the mangoes and the stick charges. Miposhka could have tried to go for another one, but decided it's not worth the effort. So far, decent for Team Spirit, but I've got to say that mid lane, looking at Void Spirit 11 and 6, Viper 5 and 1, Mikoto is crushing this matchup. I thought it would have been a little more favored for Lal. Is this just a level thing where he's waiting for a level 3 to hit? Now he's strong?
I was watching Mikoto. He pushed the first wave immediately, got level 2, and then things started to go really good for him. Marl, he had some of the bad games, I would say. Some of the matchups that he should have won didn't go correctly for him. Looking at the Underlord bottom. What is he up to? Gary, I had to click for a second just to double check that he didn't get stats.
You can see the talent tree shining golden, right? He's got a point being held there. And not leveling anything up yet. Just the magic wand, the Ring of Health. Holding out on skill points. Curious. You would have thought, hey, I've got a mana pool, let's use it before the AM burns it. Could have gone for Firestorm, cast it a couple of times.
Still CS nicely. Top of CS, 16 CS right now on Jabs.
Naga.
Collapse.
Putting down by Collapse. Ollie with a glimpse back. Mira rooted up, and the Techie's rotation takes down the Maiden. 23 gets back into the tree line, hiding in the fog of war. So Talon bringing an additional support up here and can return back down bottom with a twin gate.
It's a TP rotation. I mean, you don't lose as much now having twin gates because you can come back to a lane easily.
Jabs has finally leveled up some spells with mana cost. 2 points in the Atrophy Aura though, but does have the single point in Firestorm now. Not really applied that much pressure to the AM. He's farming, but Underlord free farming. A couple of CS ahead of the AM. Jabs feeling very good about things. And they know that Naga, even if the first couple of waves not going her way, she can catch up with the illusions, the Riptide to accelerate her farm. Just give her a bit of jungle time while the rest of the team plays together.
Toshka, he's stuck. Had to eat Tango to get out of the trouble.
The Satyrs are blocking me. Well, yeah, do you think Team Spirit have done enough in this laning stage?
4 minutes into the game, things look pretty decent, I would say. I love the build on Collapse, that he's putting a point in Infernal Blade. Gives you a lot more kill threat. Now Vanguard, 4.5 minutes into the game, finished on the offlane Doom. Good luck killing him. Wait, Mask of Madness queued up.
What? That can't be right. Can it?
He might be memeing. I don't know. Like, looking at the talents, he doesn't have any kind of extra damage from the right clicks. Probably not gonna happen, but we'll see. Maybe he's onto something. Collapse, all like, not gonna doubt this guy.
The wild one though. Pretty funny if he goes for it. Makoto getting chased a bit by the Viper. Things have definitely gotten much more difficult. Does have the TP to get back to Fountain though. Yeah, being bullied out of lane now by Lal. Getting himself some CS and a bit of damage on that tier 1 mid lane. Yeah, I just want to point out that the AM Yatoro, he went straight for the cornucopia. Didn't go for this Ring of Health, the Vanguard. He wants to rush this Battle Fury as quickly as possible. So he saved up a bit of money for that. What is it, 1,200 gold? Yeah, 1,200 gold.
It's much more expensive compared to Ring of Health. You do get extra damage as well, which is really good for farming. Mira in trouble.
Yeah, out in open water. Not sure
this
what
also
doing.
Gives Q his first Urn of Shadows charge. So extra kill threat coming out from that damage. See if they decide to play a bit more aggressive on Laurel right now. There's also Mitoshka. Makoto's still not level 6.
Yeah, that's the difficulty. And there's the drag back. Sinister Gaze, pops the Resonant Pulse. Makoto dropping low, Fairy Fire, and the shield barely keeping him alive. Mitoshka the one to die. Ollie grabbed the haste and sprints away. Q getting chased a little bit, but that's a full HP Techies. 700 health. Well, Viper striking. He blasts off on the maiden. Makoto, Oli, both back in. The Simulate lands on top of Mira. The shield is there again for Makoto. Physical damage reduction, but there's poison. Magic damage starting to stack up. They glimpse back low. Can't finish off the Void Spirit. He's okay. He survived. And now look at 23. Level 5 Nagasaran. I want to be involved. You're fighting? Let me have a piece of the action. Coming onto the Viper, gets the ensnare down, needs a few more clicks. Let's see, with a Thunderstrike, maybe they can catch up. Another Resonant Pulse from the Simula is ready here for Makoto to catch up to Lal, but they don't go diving for it. Lal is okay until the glimpse comes in. Finally back off cooldown and dead to 23.
Some good moves from Talon. They are bringing in numbers, and the way they protected this haste rune without Makoto dying, that was nicely done. Also Q using all of his Urn of Shadow charges before he dies. He respawns, and because he died, you get one for free now in this patch, which is always going to be nice to have. But yeah, Collapse changing his mind. He's like, I don't want to go for Mask of Madness, just trolling casters for now. Of course, it's going to be Hand of Midas build. He's having too good of a game now on top of CS chart and almost on top of the network.
Yeah, races up to the top. He tried to tumble over the crystals, but they're too wide for him. And it just makes his base camp up top. Nothing really here that can boot Collapse out of lane unless Talon decides to bring 4 heroes here to deal with him. That's probably one of the strengths of Spirit's laning phase and their draft. They've got so many targets you need to kill at the start of the fight. You'd love to grab the AM and stop him from farming. And killing off the Doom before he can ulti or get on top of one of your heroes, super important. And you were mentioning in the draft that Viper, innately very tanky. Has to be killed off. I heard a Mana Void down bottom. Yeah, Yatoro fighting
Yeah.
with jabs, but losing that fight, it looks like, as he backs off, tail between legs, lick his wounds in the forest, and farm some neutral creeps.
Atropura level 3 plus Vanguard. Not much you can do about it. Yatoro, he's going straight for Battle Fury. Naked Battle Fury, no Power Treads, no Battle Fury, no Vanguard, no shenanigans.
Nothing in between. Tier 1 tower looks like it's there for the taking. Talon, even smoking Disruptor. Does that ward see him? Yeah, they spot Yatoro there. Anti-Mage can't finish off the troll camp. Blinks away. They're still hunting for him. He's past his tier 2 now. Getting a bit closer to the rest of his squad. And Talon just mirroring the move that Spirit were making. Top lane tower gone. Bottom traded out. And plenty of time for all the calls to get farming.
Still gonna be a good timing for Battle Fury on Yatoro. Flamer about to be finished, 500 gold, then all you need is recipe, 450. So it's gonna be like 12, 12 and a half, 13 minutes. Uses Mana Void again. On a big creep.
Did he?
Amplifies that farm. He did, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, slay the beast in the jungle. Yeah, Spirit looking for a bit of damage on that mid-tier one, but Naga shows her face. Clear out the wave. Make sure there's no easy push. Koshka scouting on that right-hand side, but jumped on by Q and Makoto. And there's that immediate initiation that can come from Talon. That's the aggression we were looking for in the draft. The ability to see a target, immediately blow them up, and then think about your next move.
This is where I think problems for Spirit are gonna start. They are farming a lot. You have Anti-Mage farming the jungle, who's on the bottom of the network by going straight for Battle Fury, which means that his farm will amp pretty soon. Then you have Doom with finished off Hand of Midas. Problem is, how do you start a fight? Viper's not that type of a hero. Doom maybe can run in. You also don't have any kind of tower damage. So that's the issue that Team Spirit's going to have for, I'd say, a good 15 minutes.
Yeah, pretty greedy. I mean, Boots of Travel Viper, Aghanim Scepter queued up after the Dragonlance for Laurel. Looking for that nosedive. Getting away with it, though. Doom hasn't died. AM hasn't died. Viper only the one death. So 5 of these kills and Talon on support. Attempt on Yatoro, half health. But now comes Laurel. Keep the Underlord at bay. Makoto. A lot of damage from him with a Dissimulate and Astral Step. Doesn't have another step to play with. 10-1 charges, but that big Mana Void. Yatoro blows him up. Blinks away. Laurel and Naposhka still able to fight here with Collapse coming in from the southern side. Talon, hands down, completely caught off guard.
They needed another hero. If Q is there or Disruptor, 2 supports farming the jungle, like farming the lanes, they needed an extra hero, which could make a difference. They would definitely get a kill on Anti-Mage, who was 1 spell away from dying, and maybe save one of those people. Nicely executed gang from Team Spirit. Yatoro finishes off his Battle Fury, 11.5 minutes, not too bad.
And it feels like these kind of plays vitally important for Spirit to make sure this greedy lineup is paying off for them. That's additional farming time, and now the ability to play aggressively in the mid lane. And Frostbite comes a little slow from Mira there. Crystal Maiden couldn't quite get into position. And they're still waiting for level 6s on both of the Radiant supports. CM's hit hers. They want that Chain Frost up. While Talon, they're in a fighting shape right now.
I want to see a smoke from Talon. I don't see any on 2 supports, but they're going through the Fiend's Gate. This is how you gank.
Straight down to bottom, onto Collapse. The highest network hero on the map. He dooms Makoto, but with the Static Storm there, and Q arriving with a blast. Taking down. Where are they heading? Back to mid? Is Team Spirit readying themselves down bot for maybe some kind of response? And still angling towards that bottom lane. It is just the Underlord down here now. The Fiend's Gate on cooldown, so it could be an opening for them. And Makoto lurking up top lane. Jab's hiding in the trees now.
Yatoro needs to be careful here. They really want him. Let's see if he has a good read. Kind of hard to initiate on him. Season glimpse. Is he in range? Not in range. That's level 3 glimpse.
And now the TP's come in, forcing 23 to Song. Viper sent back to the mid. And 2 supports caught in the kinetic field. Double blast off. Huge from Q. And Techies annihilates Team Spirit there as they try to defend their anti-mage.
Beautiful done. They sent one hero back to bottom lane. And they set things up. They didn't even have Static Storm there, so Song of the Siren into blast off. 2 heroes die off immediately. One thing to notice is your end snare can now target the sleeping / vulnerable units, even without eggs. So that's gonna be a big one. You can set things up on anti-mage, so he can't use his counter spell. You can sleep, end snare, wake him up.
That's massive. Also taking these wisdom runes. Makoto bottled one. And then someone TP's off to the right-hand side. It's going to be Techies to grab the Dire wisdom rune as well. And Collapse nearly at his pipe. Hand of Midas getting him to a great spot here. Finish off all these auras, get your team as tanky as possible.
Now as Team Spirit, you're kind of stuck into this position where all you can do is pretty much farm. Maybe use a smoke to try to gank someone, but that's about it. You can't really go for towers. You don't have any tower damage.
Do you think that's a bad thing, though? Like, for me, I'm looking at this thinking that's how they've drafted and that's what they should expect, right? They're going to be stuck. They're going to be farming. They don't want to be fighting.
You have anti-mage, so that's fine. And they're not getting ran over at the moment.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing.
23 finishes off his Manta style. Has Heart queued up as his next item. Let's see if he decides to go for it straight away. We've seen a lot of different builds in terms of second item on Naga Siren. We've seen a lot of Mage Slayers. We've seen Silence being extremely popular as well. It seems like he wants to tank up.
Ooh, they've got the AM. Yeah, they do. Inside the Static Storm. Good movement. That's what we needed, Talon, to pick up the pace. Keep these aggressive moves going. Killing the AM, so he's gone for 30 seconds. But now it's important to figure out where you're going next. Fiend's Gate going up the top. 4 men strong coming in to protect 23. Collapse here. The Foster's on the chain forced out. All sorts of nonsense and noise in this fight where the Doom being focused down. Makoto Q trying to catch up to him. Lich has fallen. And Jab's running away.
He's going through the gate.
2 seconds remaining. He's out there. Mirror will die before he can get through the door. It shuts with a bang, but a double kill for Makoto and 3 kills in a row for Talon.
The devil himself goes through the gate and closes it. That was funny to watch. Nice move from Collapse. The problem is, again, there's so much damage mitigation from Jabs. He disassembled his Vanguard, of course. Made Pipe of Insight. 4 points in Atrophy Aura. They also had 14% damage reduction when they went through the Fiend's Gate. So that Chain Frost, that Crystal Maiden ulti, wasn't really dealing damage.
Right, there's a lot of stuff on the floor, but none of it really bothered Talon. And Team Spirit still come out strong towards Tier 1 mid, knowing Talon have spent a fair amount of their resources going to fight top. We need these moves to keep on going. You cannot give up. You need to keep Team Spirit under control. It's only a 1k lead for Talon, 4-12.
They know exactly where Team Spirit is. 23, using a song, will set things up.
Straight on the Viper, they clip onto the Doom and the Maiden. Static Storm down on Lol, and it goes with Goto, aiming for Mirror. Lol not tanky enough to withstand the damage from Talon, and Collapse, trapped up in that pit of malice for a second. Sticky bomb's gonna latch onto him, and they've got the vision for the glimpse to drag him back into the rest of them. He's tanky, but not tanky enough in a 1v5.
Yeah, Talon, I would say, in full control of this game. Team Spirit. Again, we said it multiple times, will struggle finding the fights. How do you initiate? Your Doom doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He's going for these tanky items. Disassembled Vanguard, went into Pipe, same thing that Underlord did. It's all about Yatra, how much farm he's going to be able to get, but it's not that good of a matchup into Naga Siren anyway.
Yeah, because it's Naga, and then it's also Disruptor, Void Spirit, Underlord. There's so many tools, roots, catches, silences, stuns.
They caught him again.
Ah, going straight on Yatoro. Down he goes with a glimpse. Drag back in. Reel in the AM, and they're trapping Poshka inside the kinetic field. The fences around him, and the Poshka dead. Jabs with a big hit, dominating now. He is doomed, but collapsing a 1v4, trying to stand his ground and fight this. Makoto could come back in from the south. Slowing the techies down. Another toxin dropped on the ground, but there's Mikoto. Ether Remnant to catch up onto Collapse. Another net, rooting him up in the pit of Malice. Q has fallen. Jab's TPing home now with the third blade. Cancels it. 23 Mikoto. They don't want to stick to fight this. Ollie stick guys coming back in with the static storm on Lyle. Now they'll make the jump, focusing the Viper down. They should have the damage to take him out, but Collapse is so tanky. Oh, saying he can't 1v5, but maybe he can.
Oh, the miss from Gossamer Cape.
Battling away. Frostbite and Mikoto gets out of that icy shell, breaks free. Ollie with a TP and Void Spirit. Back to safety too. Or maybe not. Yatoro. He's come down to his
He scouted him.
He sees Mikoto. Astral Step in 4 seconds, but all his mana's going to get burnt. And inside that Frostbite, rooted and controlled.
Good chunk of gold for Yatoro there. The fight went much better than expected. First they kill off Anti-Mage, but they burn all of their mana. Sure, Underlord is there, but without mana, he can't really do much. Next time around, the Song of the Siren is going to be available. They do also have like Spirit Vessel on techies for some extra damage. And Viper has been sitting in the fight for a very long time. You know that the damage over time, he wants to be there. 3 points in Corrosive Skin. Also ability to break Underlord, reducing some of that damage mitigation from Atrophy Aura. That's pretty big. This is like 30% damage reduction taken out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to get a read on these fights, how tanky some of these heroes are. You know, Collapse goes in, he's incredibly strong with the Greaves and the Pipe. Very farmed Doom with 15% magic resistance from his level 10 talent as well. Viper, he didn't go for the magic resistance reduction on Poison Attack. He does have that Corrosive Skin with 25% on that.
Everybody's finding a way how to be more tanky. Doom, as you said, with that level 10 talent, was sitting at 59% magic resistance.
It's wild. Yeah, you can kind of feel it from Talon, right? Where they're looking at this fight thinking, surely we can kill off this Doom. They poke him, oh, okay, we don't do any damage to it. And the Viper comes in, well, we can blow him up, but they have to spend so many spells to kill off just one key target. There's these other two that are causing problems. And in the meantime, AM climbing the net worth board, now in 4th place. In the next couple of minutes, could find himself above the Naga Siren as he just leapfrogs over the Underlord.
Jab's going back to Crimson Guard. He wants to be more tanky.
Oh, yeah.
See the techies, wants to buy mech. We'll get Guardian Greaves eventually. Laps.
Yeah,
they're going to use everything on him.
Just chuck the kitchen sink at him, but he's only half HP. Now the Chain Frost bouncing in. Oh, the grab back Mikoto, thinking about the go, but the Chain Frost slowing them all down. Mira couldn't get the Freezing Field out because the Song of the Siren stops things in their tracks. Fiend's Gate to get the hell away from here, and a TP from 23. The jump in from Yatoro, not able to connect on anybody with a Mana Void. So Talon extricate themselves from a really difficult situation and might be going back in with a smoke and another Fiend's Gate move. They're coming down bottom. 23 will see the Lich. Jump from Mikoto, catching the Bosco. The Taunt actually eats the Remnant, curved onto Collapse, and the Doom dragged back in the Pit of Malice in the kinetic field. Very low and glimpsed again, but doesn't get rooted this time around. The Sticky Bomb is there to slow him down. The Ether Remnant once more. Just round after round of magic damage and spell casting. Collapse still alive. Turns the fight. 23 confident.
How is he not dead yet?
Collapse is still alive. Finally, somebody kills the freaking Doom. And Yatoro, he's blinked forward but glimpsed away. Talon 2 cores dead. And Team Spirit, their draft is invulnerable.
I like the call that they did to go back through the gates. Mikoto doesn't have Astral Step available for another few seconds. Oh, Yatoro picks up the haste rune. We'll try to chase him down. Lars is also there.
Positioning. Do they have a stun? Anything to stop the TP? Oh, he's in fountain, bottling up. He's okay. He's okay.
He's fine. 2,000 HP on Void Spirit, but yeah, I think Collapse tanked like 15,000 damage in the previous fight. My issue with the Naga Siren is, like, sure, you are tanky with Heart of Taras, but you can see that they lack a little bit of damage there. They need a little bit of something to finish off these heroes. He's extremely tanky. Now, level 15, gonna have more movement speed. Talon going for Tormentor now.
Yeah, Ollie, careful, hey? Dropping low. Yeah, I don't know what we need here. This Deso Echo Saber, get a bit more physical damage to deal with these magic-resistant heroes. Naga Siren needs that butterfly. But this is a game plan for Spirit. Weather the storm. Wait things out for the AM to be ready.
There's one item you wanted to see before the game started with all this magic damage reduction.
Did someone buy
Discord. Yeah, Crystal Maiden bought it. Mira.
Oh, nice.
And because he bought it, he gets the shard.
Well deserved. Big fan of that. Because I don't think I've seen it in a long time. Like, there was a period where we had like 3-3 Death Prophet offlane buying it. But yeah, outside of Skyrath Mage position 4, it's just been a dead item, really. Pretty cool to see Mira in here grabbing it. I'm going to amp up the Viper, Maiden, Lich, big teamfight ultis with a lot of magic damage for Spirit.
Talon has had enough. They're going inside the Roche pit. They do have sustain. They do have damage. It's going to take them a little bit more time, but will eventually bring it down. There's Desto from Void Spirit that just finished. Orb of Destruction as well. That's going to be their physical damage that they needed against you.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's still super tanky. He's sitting at 30 armor right now, which is 64% physical. Dragon Scale as well. Helm of Iron Will.
Goodness gracious. I mean, what is Crimson Guard on the way? Yeah, all be completed. Coming on courier. Well, that's ages for Naga. Let's see what Talon can do to get out on the map. There's usually this kind of situation where you sweep through that bottom jungle and swarm up to top. But it looks like they're gonna go for the reverse move. Twin gate up to top and then sweep down into mid. Tier 1 is still standing there as an objective they can claim. Try and close this map in around Team Spirit a little bit more. Spirit chasing ghosts right now, sending 4 heroes down bottom, but there's nobody here. And Yatoro, second place in net worth.
He's getting there.
Gonna overtake the Doom. Double Wraithband, Battle Fury, Manta, Skadi up next. A few thousand away from the Skadi, but that's just a couple of minutes for the anti-mage at this point. Now, with the amount of damage mitigation we've got, I don't know, the Disruptor, when he right-clicks someone, he may as well be healing them.
The good old right-click Disruptor. He found Philosopher's Stone for himself, so eventually he might be able to farm Aghanim Scepter. He's been blessed by Gaben, getting that neutral item. Right now you can choose, you get the token, but still. Same thing happened for Q. He is the one holding Philosopher's Stone.
Double filling. No more battle of the support to see who gets it. Well, lol. Inside the static storm. Pavis on him, half HP, battling the Naga illusions. Viper, not dead just yet, gonna nosedive to try and get a bit of distance. He'll be perfectly fine. Get topped back up by Collapse's Greaves.
Pavis, Frost Shield, all these auras from Doom. Has Purge ability, so can remove some of the stuff like Thunderstrike, Resonant Pulse from Void Spirit, removing their magical resistance, physical resistance, whatever you want to call it. They find a way. Is this what we're stuck in, Gary? Is this what Dota's gonna look like? Every offlaner builds 3 items that makes them unkillable. The fights are gonna last for 2 minutes pretty much because no one's gonna die.
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. You wake up, the offlaner buys Vanguard, Crimson, Greaves Pipe, you go back to sleep, wake up again, same stuff happens. It's an Underlord, it's a Doom. They are being tanky and annoying. Yeah, these like, we've had some nutty fights in the group stage here so far, but I think this game is like the epitome, the real gold standard of the drafts and itemization that we've had so far.
And looking at Pavis on Lich, love the description on the item. It says 733 new item. That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so well explained that it doesn't need further explanation. Let's see if I click Alt on it. Okay, there's extra text.
Oh, is there?
Click on Pavis. There is.
Hidden text?
Hidden text. You know what it says?
Dispellable. Very good.
Item so well made, doesn't need further explanation.
But yeah, the item doesn't have any flavor text, does it? Usually items have some one of many holy instruments constructed to honor the omniscience for Guardian Greaves. Hand of Midas is preserved through unknown magical means. The Hand of Midas is a weapon of greed, sacrificing animals to line the owner's pockets. Disgraceful.
But this one, nothing.
This one, nothing.
Everybody knows what Pavis is, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. So obvious. What is it?
Good question.
It's a shield. It's a shield used by crossbowmen and stuff.
Interesting build from Underlord. I don't think I've seen this. At least not in this patch. Maybe there were a couple of games in the past. Nullifier against the Frost Shield, removing that damage reduction.
Yeah, Talon, they took this Roche, they got the Aegis, didn't get too much done with it, but now they're making a move bottom, onto the Viper, Lol dropping low in the Static Storm, the Chain Frost bouncing, a lot of damage thrown back into Talon, in comes Collapse with the Doom, but the Song of the Siren stops them all. 23 shuts the fight down, they kill Viper, trade their techies, and now just retreating back into the fog, get away from Yatoro, but he managed to dodges the glimpse. Maybe thinking about blinking forward. He sees Jab, the Glimmer Cape, a bit of safety. Now Makoto back in, held down by the net from Naga. Anti-Mage, half HP inside the field, but blinks away. Collapse with the help of the drums, his Crimson Guard, all the buffs will wander off away from Talon. As
They need another glimpse, there it is.
They do have the vision, they see Collapse, and now how tanky are you? We'll see if he can withstand the onslaught of mines and magic damage, blowing him up and dropping him low. The final sticky bomb's coming with the Firestorm. Collapse, he's dead at long last.
Using that Purge, removing Ensnare, but it's still not enough. Naga Siren got that one damage item, so that's Butterfly going into more Orchid. Next on the menu, does have Titan Sliver available as well. 23. He found Mira.
Now onto the Maiden.
Not much he can do about it.
Makoto's burst damage. Supreme stuff there. And a DD rune has spawned bottom. We've seen what these Void Spirits can do with double damage runes. A disgusting amount of physical damage. He's got 170 base with Deso Echo Saber.
Didn't test it out, but I believe Pavis is also removed by Nullifier. So removing that physical resistance from Frost Shield, Pavis as well. That's why he bought it.
Yeah, should be. All dispellable. Yatoro, finding a bit of room up top. Cutting waves. He does have a Radiant Observer Ward here to give him a bit of safety, but he's blinked into jabs. Hits of Malice, Fiend's Gate there to maneuver the rest of his team a little bit closer. But Yatoro, he's gone deeper on his side of the map, blinking further and further, TPing next to the large camp, and he's out of there.
Not an easiest hero to catch. They need Disruptor with the glimpse into Static Storm, then he can get away. And Oli, he's getting closer and closer to Aghanim Scepter, not buying anything for now, keeping things open.
Nice.
Maybe that's going to be like a surprise Aghanim Scepter where they set things up. Also, it's not an easiest Doom target to choose in the fights. Because if you use it as Underlord, Naga Siren's going to Song, and the other way around. You Doom Naga Siren so she can't sleep, Underlord will pop Fiend's Gate. We theory crafted how they can set things up when people go through the Twin Gates. Techies is that hero. I see 2 mines on the top of the Twin Gates. Maybe there's a third one as well. Yeah, there is a third one.
I don't know if you saw the clip from, I don't know if it's yesterday or 2 days ago, but Arteezy Ursa took Roshan, grabbed Aegis, went through a Twin Gate, and immediately lost Aegis to triple mines. He just, like, you could see he was laughing and giggling, like, okay, well, that shit happens, I guess. What can you do? Team Spirit on the aggressive. They're in the mid lane on techies. Huge disarmed, in comes Makoto, bit of burst damage from his physical hits. And the Song of the Siren looking for the opportunity. Lich and Viper. All 3 of them. Can they Static Storm the AM? They can, but Last stuck inside. They're focusing the Viper down. AM a little bit too much to bite off here as Jab. The Underlord, tanky but dead. And 23
cleaning
got
up
as well. The Yatoro AM. Cruising through that team fight. Talon didn't know what they were getting into. Yatoro with a double kill dives the base, and Makoto. Dissimulate is available, but the anti-mage is ready. It's 3 a.m. as the illusions come out, and they'll get the team-wide Team Spirit in the driving seat. A huge fight for them on the doorstep of Talon.
Oh, what a huge fight. Anti-mage going ham in this one. He has a really good front line. Overtime damage from Nosedive. He's super tanky as well. And of course, we've seen Collapse time and time again in this game where he just doesn't die. Also having that Purge against Crimson, against Void Spirit, Resonant Pulse. great way for defensive purposes on himself and also removing that damage reduction on the enemy team or some of the abilities.
This is a big turnaround. This is the storm being weathered. Team Spirit waited 30 minutes for their moment to strike. Well, they're looking hot. I get the tier 3 mid. Not a lane of racks yet. Well, they can calm things down and think about Roshan, who is up in 30 seconds, potentially up around now that Team Spirit will obviously know, keeping tabs on the timer. Tormentors are around. Wisdom runes have spawned. Lots of stuff to do on the map. It feels so much better just, taking a tower and falling away. You don't feel too sad because there are so many things to do out in the wide world. Nice lol, Viper. Hasn't been flashy or spectacular, but he's been fucking annoying. This guy
absolutely.
is just in the middle of a team fight spewing stuff.
It's hard to make this hero look flashy. Doom, like in this meta, it's like, okay, he's sitting there. Let's see how many minutes do we need to be able to kill him. Now they're hiding, fighting underneath their own ward on high ground. It's like Talon, they cannot find anything.
And it's Team Spirit to smoke again. They're in the groove. Collapse leading. AoE Doom ready. They're heading down to that bottom Tormentor. Talon could be waiting on the high ground for them. We'll see what the first point of contact is and how they clash. And Mikoto's courier by...
Mines just exploded. They know exactly where they are.
I sure do, but Tormentor, the AoE Doom, collapses in onto the Underlord and the Naga side.
Everybody's doomed.
Chasing them up, there's no escape. Yatoro bleeds forward, and it looks like the Song of the Sorrow is going to give a bit of time here, but Jams is stuck, still doomed up. Pops a few heals, the wand, and everything else they can to drift him away from danger. It's just Disruptor and a buyback from Ollie. As Team Spirit collapse on that bottom Tormentor.
They're picking out the bottom Tormentor. Talon are coming. At least Jabs is. We'll steal Wisdom Rune. Oh, he can't pick it up. Oh my god, he's trying to go back in. He didn't pick it up because it's on top of the gate. We checked the Tormentor. Oh my god. He couldn't click it.
Oh no. We had a few of those moments. I can't remember who it was, but there was a game the other day where an Underlord placed a gate on top of a Medusa, and a Medusa got stuck. She couldn't hit anyone, she couldn't move anywhere. These Fiends gates causing problems in terms of clicking stuff and trying to move around. And here we go with Spirit looking to grab their first Roshan take of the game. Large denying one of his items on the floor. Get yourself that Aegis. Yatoro with 2 lives. Viper basically with 2 himself, having that cheese. I wouldn't be surprised to see the game end with this Aegis in hand for Team Spirit. There's a lot on the plate here for Talon. Especially the fact Disruptor, bought back. Don't know if he had to, but he spent that money. A little bit delayed on the Aghanim Scepter now when it looks so close.
It's a rough one now. He was very close to it. Needs to find somehow 1,400 gold. I think the play... If you feel like they're coming, you can always sell your magic wand, disassemble arcane boots, sell mana component. That's like extra 400 gold. From magic wand, you get like 650 total.
Stocks. And try to sell off all your stocks. Get some cash, get some liquidity.
What that would mean is buy high, sell low, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time, I remember, there's a bunch of players on Earthshaker who used to buy TPs. Back when you could sell TPs for 75% of the cost.
You could do that with Tinker. I remember people doing that when Boots of Travel was supposed to be purchased on Tinker. So people were just like buying it, saving gold, and then selling it so they don't lose much when they die.
Yeah. Mikoto setting up down bottom. It's been a sad 10 minutes for Talon. Trying to look for any stragglers down here, but their base is under assault. Yatoro, 3 minutes 20 left on Aegis. And Pit and Aether Remnant are going to be irritating, but nothing really putting this guy under kill threat. He'll focus down your ranged barracks. Think about the move out of the base now. No, just go for the melee. Strong enough to brute force this right now with a Bloodthorn completed. Yatoro could even turn and start fighting. Chucking spells at him. Hit a Malice, Sticky Bomb, blast off. They've taken, what, 15, 20% of his health so far. Gets healed back up a little bit with the Greaves, and then blinks in towards mid. A super challenging situation. You can see Naga on the minimap cutting mid and bottom waves, just trying to relieve some of this relentless pressure from Spirit. But even that is just a stopgap method to stem the flow of bleeding.
We've seen a lot of these games where people can't really take a fight. If they take a fight, they just straight gonna lose. So they don't even take a fight. You lose 2 sets of barracks into mage. He's out.
Yep.
He does have 69% magic resistance when sitting close to Doom. Very nice. 60 nice, yeah.
Yeah, so just Spirit's home now. Dire base belongs to them.
Counter spell. Trickster's Cloak on Anti-Mage. Invulnerable to damage.
Pretty much. Even the Firestorm. Most damaging spells in the game. Barely tickling the AM. Bloodthorn for Naga now, adding a little more oomph to Talon's team fight if they can find a target to stick on. But hey, that's a big juicy one there. Beat Crystal Maiden. And it's time to let these freezing fields go as a second lane of barracks fully falls on Talon's side. Bottom lane has a tier 2. For Team Spirit, they're going to repurpose, reposition, grab some watchers, maybe try and de-ward this area. Really limiting what Talon can do right now. Like you say, they don't want to fight around their barracks. They don't want to go into these awkward situations. They ideally want to be smoked up and seeing one hero that can jump.
You will have to take that fight. Still a minute left on Aegis. Double damage just spawned. Yatoro will pick it up.
Now that is scary. That's
500
terrifying.
Damage on AM.
Absolutely terrifying. And there's the smoke from Spirit. They're just ready. At any given moment, they're ready to go. Who are they going to find? Radiant Vision sees up into that top lane and top jungle. I think they saw the Naga move up here. They also had a bit of vision on Ollie for a second, but he's gone back into the base. Safe for now. And the TP back from the Underlord gets him into Fountain, while the Naga Siren has to join the team as well. They know that a big fight is imminent. Battlefield has been steeping for a couple of minutes now. Team Spirit have taken their foot off the gas a little bit. But back to brewing they go. Mikoto guarding entrances to the Tormentor spot with all his remnants.
Not much they can do right now. Let's see how they approach a fight. This could be the last one. Looking at the buyback status, there's one on Void Spirit available, one on Techies, and that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of money needed for Naga and Underlord. Disruptor, a minute and a half away from his. Oh, the graveyard belonging to Spirit now. Littered with the dead bodies of Talon heroes.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
No Tormentor though. So no freebies. The Yatoro going to blink up and realise the Ancients have all been cleared out. Yeah, slow and steady from Spirit.
There's the Aghanim Scepter on Ollie. Let's see if they can do something with it now. There needs to be like extremely good setup, some nice song on at least 3 heroes for them to turn it around, and they smoke.
They have to fight out of their base. They can't let Team Spirit approach again, as they've been doing these past 20 minutes. Naga Siren leading. The trouble is they don't have that vision. It's so important. You have some kind of teamfight vision. Ollie's holding 2 observer wards, so he's going to be looking to place these battle obs. Just in the middle of the fight, place them down wherever you can. A high ground, in the middle of a lane, whatever. Just keep that vision of your opponents. Bottom lane pushed by Lal, and the rest of Spirit still sticking around the graveyard.
Anti-Mage just got level 25, so minus 50 seconds on Mana Void. Brings it down to 20. There are heroes with big mana pool in this game. Naga Siren, 1500. Techies, 1500 as well. Same goes for Disruptor. Void Spirit does have Lincolns to protect himself against Mana Void. They're being choked out of the map. They can't really find any farm.
Nice, it's usually Naga's job. Getting a taste of her own medicine. They do try and glimpse Lol, I believe it was. And the Viper is perfectly fine. Has his Manta style to dodge them out. Yeah, Networthly just building and building. 32k anti-mage. And Nagasaran is very farmed, but we just haven't felt that same kind of impactful punch from 23 this game.
It always felt like she needed a damage item at the time when they were fighting. This, like, Manta style into heart. Maybe with a different item build. Maybe with, like, either a Team Blade or just straight up Orchid to have a little bit more damage. And then again, you might just die. AoE Doom.
Yeah, he just
jabs.
Wanted to D-ward. That's all he wanted to do, but caught in the AoE Doom. Now the Chain Frost, even through the front of Saran. Yatoro has a BKB. Song won't stop him. Static Storm is down, but Jab's being focused, and the Underlord about to fall. He is tanky at the back lines, being backstabbed. Mikoto's in and out. Guerrilla tactics. Trying to deal with the ledge, but the frostbite on the Nagasaran flips back across and collapse. Drags him to the high ground as Naga escapes with her BKB, but very low health. 23 with a TP killed off. Buyback is available for the Naga. And Team Spirit have spent the majority of their ultimates and now heading into a big old minefield that Techies has set up.
It's a lot of mines, but this Viper and Anti-Mage we're talking about, they're really not receiving that much of damage anyway.
Oh, and Manta dodge off the blast off. Q jumped in, but won't get the connection on the AM. As Collapse and Lars just shred through the buildings. Jab frontlining as Underlord trying to bodyguard the rest of his squad. Mikoto, again, in and out, dancing about. Now Jab is focused down, gazed back in. And he's dead for 75 seconds. 23, jump by Collapse. Infernal Blade doing a fair amount of damage. And the barracks open here for Yatoro to crumble the buildings. Dire base in disarray as Talon losing out here in game one. And it doesn't feel like they've got a chance in hell to strike back.
Now you're going to be playing against Mega Creeps. They do have, like, okay heroes because you have Nagasaran, but they were unable to fight for the last 10, maybe even 15 minutes of this game. All on Team Spirit. Even with a couple of bad fights, even if they decide to throw one or two of those, they are still in the full control of this game. Nagasaran, let's see, another combo. Oli, he's far away.
Come on, Disruptor, you can get here, buddy. Yeah, on the AM just in time. Stunning, silencing, controlling the AM, but look at the damage
Full
mitigation.
HP on him.
He is full health off the greaves, and then realize, hands up keyboard. Okay, boys, this AM's too strong. GG called, and Talon tap out of game one. And now down to one more chance to secure themselves playoff status in the Berlin Major, as Team Spirit add another victory to their tally.
At one point, I clicked on Anti-Mage. He did have 84% magic resist.